Hey everybody, it's Moonbo here, coming at you with another episode of Scrap Mechanics Suggested Creations. Now, we are going to be taking off where we left off, taking off, no pun intended, but we are going to be going on where we left off from the aircraft carrier, guys. So if you missed that episode, I'll put a link in the description, you can check it out. It's part 1 of the aircraft carrier, and I also give you guys a really nice look at this MiG-25 that I had made. But so to where we left off, I decided I wanted to do an engine room, so this episode I'm going to be showing you guys a few new spaces inside of the aircraft carrier. The amazing engine room, I'm really happy with it, so I hope you enjoy that. So we are going to get right into this episode. I'm going to show you what I've added, and then I'm going to give you a funny view of this entire thing. So let's make our way into the control tower, and we are going to head down below. Alright guys, so here we are inside the control tower. As you can see, I have a hatch right here that is, well, permanently open. But I'm going to point out first, this is like my ladder design that I'm going to be using throughout the ship. So you can see it's relatively simple, it's just some small pipe pieces. But you can see it's very functional, we can just hop up top without having to crouch or anything, and then you can just scoot around like so. So it's a great space saver, you don't have to put stairs everywhere. So obviously if this was like a real ship, chances are you'd have some ladders like this. So we can turn around this way here. So this is the first deck below the flight deck. So this is just a dead end at the moment. There's nothing on the other side right now, but there are definitely going to be some more additions to this aircraft carrier because it is ginormous. Alright, so here we go. We are entering, this is like just a passageway right here. Now, this door right here, this one leads right into like a dark room. So I haven't added any detail yet to some of these spaces. The focus of this build is going to be the engine room, so I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' comments. Maybe you'd like to see some certain things in these different spaces. I'm definitely going to be adding more spaces as well, so you're going to get a good idea of what we have capable of. So this is just like another empty spot here. I haven't really added much, but we are just going to quickly hop down another deck. So the flight deck is directly above us. We are on this deck here, which is going to be continued on, and we are going to go down into another one. So this is just a little dead end right here as far as more passageways go, but I'm definitely going to add some more things in that direction. So if you are confused right now, this is the aft end of the ship right here, and if we look this way, that is the forward end, so you don't get too confused. Now this is kind of like one of my favorite areas here, so I'm going to quickly walk this way. So you can see this is the entrance to the engine room, so really nice. We got some pipes running through different bulkheads and stuff here. And this is actually just like a nice door design, so I'm not putting like doors that open and close at every single door. That would get too laggy too fast. So obviously this is a simple version, but I'm really happy with these kind of doors. So here we go, this is the engine room. I'm really excited to show you guys around and just see how much fun it actually is to look around in here and do all sorts of things. So we are gonna just kind of walk around the catwalk here. So you can see I'm using some modded pieces and some vanilla pieces. Obviously this is like a really big cone. I'm not too sure exactly what it would be, some type of tank of sorts. But you can see there's also some pipe systems throughout the ship as well, and you can see I even added in the engine room here, there's a frame right here, which is continued on by these bolts, and if we go along this edge here, you can see there are some frames that go across to the other side there as well. So just kind of like a hint of realism in this build. So I love these kind of humongous tanks that I made. You can see these are like some giant cylinders that are used in the mod pack. So I have some like giant pipe pieces coming off the top here. So it gives you a really cool sense of like these massive kind of tanks of sorts. Maybe it's some type of fuel. I'm not too sure exactly how we are going to power this entire aircraft carrier. I was thinking of making like a nuclear reactor, but kind of cartoony. But let me know in the comments as well. I'm really looking forward to this build. So this is just like a catwalk that leads the entire way around the engine room, and it's just like a duplicate on this side right here. So on this side here, there's some more like minor details with some more pipes coming through. Right here, you can see this one actually passes right through the bulkhead. And this is like just like a control station right here. These don't really do anything, but I mean, they look pretty nice. Now, before we do go down to the engine room floor, I am gonna quickly just make my way here just to show you it's like a loop around right here. So there's not really much other than that. So you can either go this way or you can enter in from that way there. So we are going to go down one more ladder though. I like to get this way to the engine room. There is another way, but I'll show you that in a moment. So let's hop down that ladder right here and make our way around this corner. So really cool though, guys, there's all these passageways everywhere, and this entire ship is going to be a massive maze by the end of it. Because as you can see right here, this is actually a dead end, another one of those dead ends, so I will carry on in that direction as well. Alright, so we are going to get into the engine room right here. All we have to do is one simple thing, and that is open up the blast door right here. So if we press this like so, you can see we have like a nice hydraulic door right here. So that is like a heavy-duty door. You can see it's actually on a timer there, so we weren't fast enough, so it shuts on its own for safety reasons, obviously. So how about we open that back up right there, and you can see this is kind of like the back, or the front side of the engine room. So you can see there's the door, it shuts nicely. I'm going to show you one more time though, because I like this here. You can actually see how I put it gray there, and there's actually like a slot here, so you can actually see that this door will slide right into that spot right there, so it's very secured. So you know there's not going to be some type of major malfunction on the entire ship. So, as you can see right here in front of me, these are some funny looking things, and these are actually something that I found on the Steam Workshop. I wanted some type of piston thruster looking crazy contraption. I didn't quite have the knowledge or know-how to make something like this necessarily. I probably could have done it in a long time and some trial and error, but as you can see, these things are absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I got them on the Steam Workshop. They were created by Cop Ltd, I believe, so fantastic work on these. I'm really excited to show you guys these all flashed up. So here, though, we are down below on the engine deck, so you can see really fancy view down here of the entire engines. And here you can see these are the main shaft lines. So I put two props on this aircraft carrier. So right here you can see there's one, and if we look to this side here, there is a second one. And if we cross through this little kind of doorway here, you can see this is what would be considered like a type of like cofferdam or like a void space. So here you can see we can just kind of duck underneath, and there's nothing else here really. So this would essentially be like where the shaft runs through the ship and then out to the prop. So I mean, in real life these would be all sealed up with all sorts of things, but in this case it's scrap mechanics, so we are just gonna pretend we are not sinking right now. So let's back it up here. Let's get these engines on the go, shall we? So there's one on the left and one on the right here, but I mean, technically if we stand right here, that's on the port side, that's on the starboard side. So we are going to start the starboard engine first, and all we have to do is press that button there, and here we go. Alright, perfect. So the engine is pretty much up to speed now. So here we go, we have a nice view of the shaft spinning right here through the seals. And then going out through the bulkhead to where, I guess, where the ocean would be technically. So that one is spinning up. So let's start up the port side here as well. So this one is gonna start spinning as well. So there we go. All right, it looks kind of funny actually to see both of these engines running at the same time. But surprisingly, pretty lag-free. I'm getting some decent FPS, especially if I stand still. So hopefully you guys are kind of getting a decent view of this right now. So you can see they're working pretty good. Let's take one of these ladders here. You can see I added another ladder, so we can actually go from the engine space down here right back up to the catwalk area. So we have a nice view up here of the engines going. How about we run all the way around? I can avoid these obstructions here. There we go. Alright, so that's like the main view of the engine room right here, actually. So you can see the engines are running pretty good. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, well, Moonbo, what is on the other side of that bulkhead? I can see the shaft running through it, but there's nothing else. So I'm going to quickly hop outside, guys, so you can have a better idea of what those look like and just how ridiculous the entire outside of the ship looks like at the moment, because this is more so about an internal build, guys, where we get to hang out inside of the ship, and we're not so worried about the exterior. That might be something I'll work on way down the line, but there's so many spaces I want to add to this ship, guys. The possibilities are endless, so I hope you guys enjoyed that engine room. Now, let's make our way up to the main deck here, the first weather deck. And we are going to head to the aft end of the ship, where we have the two props mounted. Alright, so here we go. You can see right there, they are spinning. But we are just going to hop on the ground, and you're going to see just how funny this thing looks. Alright, there we go. So there's the props spinning from the engines inside. I can probably shorten those, which I actually probably will do eventually. Shorten them back to the end of the ship there a little bit more. But, I mean, overall, I think they look really cool. They're pretty big as well, so I had to space them out pretty good, so it took a little bit of trial and error. But I'm really happy with this engine room, and we can get a really interesting view of underneath the entire aircraft carrier and what those modules are really looking like. So here, this is actually like my favorite side right here. So you can see the framework is there, the decks are appearing, I can continue them on. So guys, let me know in the comments, what would you like to see in this aircraft carrier? I can think of a few kind of spaces myself, but I'm interested to see what you have to say. So like I said, let me know in the comments down below. And of course guys, that's pretty much it for me in the part 2 of the aircraft carrier. This one is going to be a bit longer running series, so look forward to part 3, probably part 4, maybe even part 5, I don't know. It depends on what you guys want to see. So, if you did enjoy the video, then let me know by hitting that like button, and let me know in the comments as well. And if you like Endless Scrap Mechanic, I suggest you subscribe for Endless Scrap Mechanic, and I will be seeing you guys in the next one. So bye for now.